So this question says, Mr. Brady has a 3/4 acre land site. Acre is just like a plot of land. Could be 1 acre, it could be 2 acres. It's a measurement of area. So he has a 3/4 acre land site. He plans to divide that site into smaller parcels or pieces. What size piece should he choose to evenly divide his land into? Okay, so he essentially has, if we say that this whole space was 1 acre, and we then split it into 4 pieces, he essentially has this much land, 3/4 of an acre. Okay, and he plans to divide it into smaller parcels. Which size parcel should he choose to evenly divide his land into? So whenever we're looking at this is something that, like, maybe you can think about it right off the top of your head, and maybe you're like, I have no idea what I'm supposed to do with this. Okay, so what I would do if I were you is I would take 3/4, because that's what the total piece is about 3/4, and I would divide it by each number in your answers. 1/5, that's going to be 3/4. Oops, excuse me, writing the wrong numbers. Times 5/1. That's going to end up being 15/4, which is then going to be it's not going to end up being a whole number, okay? It's going to be 3 3/4, right? So there's 3 equal pieces of that, and then there's a 3/4 of a piece. So that's not going to end up being equal pieces of land, equal numbers, or equal parcels, equal sizes. Okay, so that's not a valid option. What about 3/4 divided by 1/6? Okay, I'm going to do the same process where I keep, change, flip. Remember, you're not just going to simplify the 3 and the 6 right away. You need to keep, change, flip, and then start to simplify here. Okay, so when you do that, you're going to end up with 18/4. I'm going to go ahead and tell you 18 does not divide evenly into 4 pieces, right? Because the closest multiple is either 16 or 20. So that's also not going to be a valid option, because you're also going to end up with that fraction of a piece as well. So let's see, 3/4 divided by 1/8. When I do that, I keep, change, flip, and 4 goes into 4 one time, 4 goes into 8 two times. When I do that, then I have 6/1. Okay, and that is a whole number, so that is the best answer for me. But just to prove that that is the best answer and that 1/10 is not correct, let me just show you. 3/4 divided by 1/10. We're gonna keep, change, flip. 10 is divisible by 2, so is 4. And I end up with 15/2, which again, 2 does not go into 15 evenly, so that's also not going to be the best answer. So the best answer for this is 1/8 pieces. And that will end up making sense because 1/8 is really a half of a quarter. So each of the pieces would end up being this big. You would actually end up with 6 pieces of land to give away.